Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm looking at the THRONMAX S6 Twist Boom Arm. This is a low profile microphone arm. I've wanted one of these for a long time, and it just so happens that the Blue Compass microphone arm that I had actually went out. It finally broke after a handful of years. Just one of the joints finally broke, and that was just me tightening it too much, and it finally it couldn't take any more tension on that. So that was actually my fault with this, but I've wanted a low profile microphone arm for a while now. So this is me unboxing this. There is a lot going on with this. I'm going to cover as many of the specs as I can here, but you can use this with a C-clamp or you can use this with a grommet. It is your choice on that. These are all the various attachments that you get to use with this, because it does come with a plate that you could attach a DSLR camera, some lights, other things. I won't actually showcase that. I'll just showcase a picture here in a little bit. It's not something that I would personally use, but if you're a streamer, that can come in handy. This is actually the base here. It does have two different attachments for that in terms of the height. You have the low profile one here, and then you have a higher profile one that you could use. The interesting thing with that is you can use it on the base portion, or you could use it on the second joint, which is pretty cool. I'll showcase a picture of that as well here in a minute. But the small one is 3 inches and the tall one is 6 inches. So this is the plate where you can attach a ton of different things to if you want. They even have a clamp here for a phone if you wanted to attach this and you're going to use it for streaming with your phone. So this is one of the arms here, and I like the cable management on the bottom. Obviously you can see the adjustment that you can make to the tensions with this. It does come with all the hex keys that you would need for this, but let's cover the lengths with this. So the short arm, which is going to be the first one that you attach, is 303 millimeters, which is 11.9 inches. The long arm is 369 millimeters, which is 14.5 inches, making this 26.4 inches in terms of the length. But you do have an extension that you can put on the end if you need this to go out a little bit further for your microphone. That is going to be 1.5 inches from what I measured, and that actually on top of whatever your microphone is, right, could potentially extend this 4.5 inches, because my microphone is the Shure SM7B, and so with that stem, it depends on just the stem that your microphone is on. This gets me close to 31 inches for the total length, and that's something that I really wanted with any type of microphone arm. I'm always worried, because I have a long desk, that it's actually not going to be long enough for me to sit in front of the monitor and still use it. I'll actually have to like scooch over, and I don't want to have to do that. So we have a ton of different attachments with this, and you have a lot of versatility when it comes to these ball joints that allow this movement. So in terms of the joints themselves, each of them, you have the one off of the base and the one further down from that, they can actually rotate 360 degrees each. Now the one off of the base doesn't move up and down, but the one that is further, the second joint that the microphone actually attaches off of, with that, you can almost spin this 360 degrees. Obviously you won't need to do that based off of the position on your desk, but it'll go all the way back and fold on the back side, but you can spin it all the way forward and it'll actually go down as well. So it's almost able to spin 360 degrees. Basically the middle portion of the arm here stops it from moving that far. So again, a lot of versatility here, which is what I was looking for. Now this is everything that you get in the box here. A lot going on. I like the fact that this is so versatile, so you can not only use it with the microphone, but again, all the various attachments. Do you want to use this with a phone, a DSLR camera? You can attach lights to it, other microphones, if you're going to have like a secondary microphone coming off for the DSLR camera, if you're streaming, anything like that. There's just a ton of options for anybody that needs to utilize any type of mic arm that I've just not seen with any of the other standard boom mic arms that I've used in the past. Looking at setup here, it took about 8 minutes. It wasn't horrible. You're going to attach the base to the C-clamp if you're going to do it that way. With this, you do get a pad. This is pretty standard with boom mic arms here, and that just makes it so that there's a little bit of a cushion between the clamp and your desk so you don't mess it up. Put that on, and then you just screw this to the desk. After that, I ended up putting the larger base on first, and then I moved to the smaller one here. I just didn't want it to be quite as tall. You just attach the first arm, and then you'll want to tighten this enough. If you tighten it too much, it's not going to actually move. but you want it tight so that it won't actually just easily rip off, right? So you do have to screw this to this just a little bit, but again, enough that there's movement, but it's secure. You put the second portion on here, and then it'll be the same thing. With this, I noticed that I actually had to loosen it so that it would actually allow the arm fitting to slide in, and then once I had that, just tighten it a little bit, and then you're good to go. After that, you put the actual attachment on for the mic, and here you pull it apart, and then you have to kind of hold it together and then screw this portion on because it'll actually completely separate. But I do like this because it is very secure for the microphone, so once you tighten it down, it's going to stay in place. After that, you're going to attach your microphone, and this is pretty straightforward here. Again, you're seeing me make the adjustment to the attachment there, and I have the, again, Shure SM7B here, and then you just run your cables. And I do like the cable management system here. It takes a while to figure out how to attach it, but once you figure out the sliding mechanism, it's easy to do, and it hides the cables very well while still allowing for a good amount of movement, which I personally like, because I've had other ones in the past that they're very restrictive and they almost just bust out eventually. So looking at the movement here, again, the base, I don't swivel it here, but you can swivel this 360 degrees, and then the next joint, you can actually swivel that 360 degrees. So both of those have just complete 360 degrees of freedom, which is great. Then looking at this second portion here, this is where I mentioned earlier, I don't know the exact degrees, but it'll fold all the way back. The limitation here is that it's going to actually just hit the middle portion of the arm. And then you could tilt this all the way the other direction, and same thing, it could spin all the way around. You're kind of limited by your desk at that point though, but a ton of movement that you could have with that. Something that it didn't mention though is that's going to be the same thing for the attachment for the actual microphone. This could swivel. It's only going to be bound by that second arm, so it's going to hit it. You're going to run out of space essentially, but you get to swivel this either direction as far as you want, which is great. So for me, this is an amazing mic arm here. It has a solid price point. It kind of hits that middle of the road, because there are some that are extremely expensive, and then you have some that are just a lot cheaper, and this is just middle of the road. The build quality here is incredible. The versatility is amazing, and I just like all the features that this actually has with it. Now, this video has actually taken me longer to get out than I was anticipating, so I've been able to use this now for about 3 months, and I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite mic arms. And like I mentioned earlier, I've wanted a low profile mic arm for some time, and this one definitely delivers. So that's going to be it for this video. I can't recommend this mic arm enough. If you've been on the fence about getting a low profile mic arm, this is a solid option that I think most people are going to really enjoy because of, again, the versatility, a solid price point, and all the options that this has with the features that I don't see a lot of the other ones having here. So again, you get a lot with this mic arm. So that's going to be it for this one. I will have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure that I answer that for you there. If you like the video, hit the like button for me, as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.